VSC, VSC, VSC. The big
Lots
reveal.
of pretties.
The big reveal. I didn't even look at how it looks on camera.
Ooh. Welcome to the most dangerous show of the week.
The VSC edition of Sun Dragon Sideshow. How we doing today, everybody? Oh. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition. Most dangerous show of the week.
Virtual shopping channel. Yay! I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in sunny and maybe, I don't know what
It's
temperature.
warming up like yesterday.
Kind of, yes. Brevard, North Carolina.
Liz, there's a minion there.
Excuse me. Seeing how my shawl's looking. I know I wore this yesterday, but I'm wearing it again for a very special reason. Because you got it.
I got what?
Yeah. Our notion.
Yeah.
So we have technically 4 yarns, but 1 yarn and 1 notion to show you for products of the week this week. And what?
Just if you catch it, we're both wearing what our yarn is.
Look at all the pretty colors! Yay! So I didn't even see what you did. I just heard what you said. Oh, have you tacked those together? Or
I haven't tacked them together yet. They're just laying on. Anyway. Ends aren't woven in.
So, I've been teasing that that we had a visit from our. I don't want to offend other dyers by saying our favorite local dyer, but one of our favorites. That's local. Her mom lives nearby, mom and sister, and she lives in South Carolina, close enough to drive to us. Thank you very much. Because we really are very close to South Carolina. That's like the time when I moved to Georgia, and the closest civilization was actually North Carolina, and I went to go get furniture in North Carolina because that was the only place to go. And my credit card company called thinking it was fraud.
Yeah. And
I'm like, no, you don't understand.
This is civilization.
This is 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So yes, she waking up so. I'm sorry. I just spent the last half an hour straight taking photos of all these lovelies. So
we really did intend to put them up yesterday. Well, you did intend to put them up yesterday.
So that people would have a chance to buy them before they went on sale and like swipe them out from under the people who were waiting for the sale. And then yesterday happened.
Yeah. Like that.
I mean, thank you, but it was intense. I'm not going to complain because
it's a good problem to have.
I hate that phrase so much. Yeah, so we had no time to take photos and do that kind of thing. So I've taken the photos and have already done the color corrections on them. And I just got distracted because I'm like, what is that? Is that you knitting? Is that what? The calendar on my phone, my computer, will occasionally. It's not doing it right now. You'll see it in a second. It's jumping through the Zoom meeting to say I have a problem. I don't know why, but every once in a while it's popping up and distracting me. So if I go what? If I lose my train of thought for a second, that's why. Disclaimer. Okay. Because it's right underneath where you're sitting on the camera. So I was like,
am I crocheting too loudly?
Yeah, right. It's like you're not crocheting with red. Why am I seeing red? Okay, sorry, squirrel. So I just have to now put names on these. I have to put the font on them, and then we can make sure they're uploaded and everything. They're in the system, but they might not all be active on the website yet. So remember the code product of the week. It's jumping. Look, it's jumping. Did you see it?
Oh, I see something bouncing up and down at the very bottom. Yeah, okay.
I'm done now. It'll keep happening, but I'm done now.
Maybe.
I think. Wait until you see them in the product of the week category in our online shop before the code will work. And the instructions are there if you click on product of the week category for what to put in to get your 15% off. But all Daydream Dyeworks are going to be 15% off. And I can't remember if I've gotten all 4 bases up on the shop site, but I will do that today. So that's why it's 4 yarns, but it's 1 yarn. It's 1 dyer, and it's all of her bases. But here's the deal, is depending on when you watch this, some of these might already be gone. Because she only, except for Just Bite Me, which is our Transylvania County colorway, you get the joke?
Only through here. You can only get that here.
Yeah, but that's the only one that she will dye like
Extras.
More than 2. Usually when she dyes for us, she dyes 2 of a color on a base.
And today we have a couple of bases
with the same
color on it.
But they're different bases.
But they're different bases, and
so they will look
some
different.
of them we only have in one base. Like it just.
So and that's why we're not doing anything else during this video except for our product of the week, Notion, which is Noro Magazine.
We should talk about that first.
Let's just get that out of the way first, yes. Because there's so much to show you. And I have to, well, I'll hang on to that because we're talking about that first. And someone's trying to call us way too early, so they can leave a message. Okay, so Noro, what, issue 18?
Yep.
We've already sold 1. That means we have 11 left. What?
I was excited to look through this when we got it because there's actual crochet patterns.
Yes, there's a mix of knit and crochet. Even though it's called the Noro Knitting Magazine, they have some crochet projects in there, and it's very cool. And I tell people, like, we don't have all of the brands, all the lines of Noro yarn you will see in this magazine, but we do. It's inspiration. We can't bring in every single line of Noro yarn. That would be very expensive for our shop. But you can use it as inspiration for either using other Noro yarns that we have that might be the same thickness, might work in the same way, or you can use other yarns from the shop for that, right? So, and that one, ooh, stop on that one for a second. That is a yarn that actually we don't carry anymore. Sonata, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or Serata, or one of the
Sonata.
Sonata. Okay, I always get the names mixed up. But color of the Pantone colors of the year, kind of. Yellow and gray are the Pantone colors of the year. And
this one is.
We haven't messed around with that yet very much, but
this
know
one
that that's why you're going to see a lot
cool
of yellow and gray.
One shawl, so many choices. And the next page, they've swatched it out in a lot of their different yarns. You didn't notice that last time?
I didn't have a chance to really digest the magazine yet. So they're like showing you what it would look like in different yarns. That's very cool. We can tell you which ones we have. The Noro yarns we have, which are not on sale this week, just the magazine. We have Silk Garden Solo, not Silk Garden Sock. We don't have the thin stuff. People always ask us that they are different. We have Kurion, not all colorways, but a bunch.
Nishiki.
We have Nishiki, which is a one of their cotton bases. And we have Tayo, we have Ito, we have Bachi. We have a little bit of Akari, but not a lot. But there are a lot of other new yarns they just came out with that we do not have.
These are some of the
We have Ginga, which is one of their bigger ones. They're really fun, but we find people either love them or like, no, I'd rather not. So, which category do you fall into? So that is the Noro Magazine. They will have ads and descriptions of some of the other yarns that Knitting Fever carries, which is a big distributor. And we have a lot of other yarns that are Knitting Fever that are the under the umbrella of Knitting Fever. So you'll see dabbles of other stuff in there that we do carry. Anyway, so regular price on that? It's on the barcode thing.
Yeah, $9.99.
15% off this week if you use the code product of the week. Okay, with spaces, just to be difficult. So okay, let's get back to Daydream Dyeworks. Oh, it's our favorite stuff. Yay! And one of her bases, we got new labels. These new pretty labels.
It's the 9 to 5 base.
Those are her new pretty labels, and some of you might be familiar with the old labels. So let's back up and talk about bases for a second. So a base is the blank is the vehicle that yarn dyers use and dye on. Like it's the yarn that comes to them in a certain thickness, a certain fiber content, all that kind of stuff, and then they make it pretty. So we have 4 bases that we're going to show you today and talk about.
Like a blank canvas for painting.
Kind of, yeah. And canvases are different. Are you going to have the natural stretched canvas? Are you going to have the canvas board? We also have art supplies in the shop. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. Are you ungessoed? So you
don't
do it
ask
yourself?
me because I don't know.
Canvas skin, different things you can paint on, right? And then the works of art are what you make of it. So 3 of her bases are fingering weight, also sometimes called sock weight, which sock weight usually has to do with content as well. But fingering weight, like this, what's really cool. So we only have like 2 skeins of each colorway on a base. But this little guy that I just made, that I showed off yesterday, this is the lightweight Hipster. This is 1 skein of yarn, and I still have a little left of the fingering weight. Fingering weight is going to be like 400 plus yards. And for a shawlette or a small shawl, 1 is going to be enough. 2 will work for a lot of patterns as well. But you'll find a ton on Ravelry that only need 1. Like we've got the hitchhiker. Is that the hitchhiker? Yeah, the hitchhiker is 1 that's 1 skein. Raina is a shawl that is 1 skein. I may not remember to put all these in the comments because by the time I do the write-up, I'll go, what did I do about?
On the flip side,
Stormy Sky, that I've never finished, is 1 skein. Yes.
On the flip side, there are those of us that have an extensive Daydream Dyeworks collection because for the last 3+ years, we've been buying a skein here and a skein there and a skein and a dozen.
Buy it because it's pretty. You'll find something to do with it.
30 of them make a great patio. Not all at the same time. Don't do a long-term project.
You won't leave us with anything in the shop if you buy 30 skeins. It will make a great papillon like what she was showing off, and you'll have tons left over for other things.
Yeah.
So if you have an extensive Daydream Dyeworks collection. So all of her things are lovely. Like I was looking in the system, I have like miles of names of her colorways, and we don't bring all of them in every time. I basically say, hey, here's what we have left. Artist choice. Usually I ask her to dye the Just Bite Me on a couple of bases for us because it's our shop colorway and we just love having it. And it's very popular. But other than that, I say, go with your bad self and have fun because it's always pretty. And here's the thing. I am just finally, one of the benefits of COVID, there are very few, is I am just starting to actually learn the names and the colors because pre-COVID, and I will get back to the
She never saw it.
I never saw half of them.
She saw the inventory to put in the system.
And I'm putting it in the system while knit night is happening.
And it was gone.
And people are doing this.
Yeah.
And I went, so the names are familiar to me, but the colors that they are, I'm looking at them like when Emerald came in last week and I went, ooh, this one's pretty. She's like, you've had that before. I went, we have? Because it doesn't stay long.
And you put it in the system, and even if we don't have a feeding frenzy of yarn, I'm the one who puts it up.
So there's a really good chance I'm not going to see it. So I actually get to see and appreciate the yarn now. So let me get back to the base thing. 3 of them are fingering weight, so they're great for socks and shawls, kind of. I mean, one of the bases that is the Tweed. See, it's got the little fleckies in it.
It's my favorite base.
I don't know for socks you might feel the nubbies. And
it doesn't have sock content though.
It's got Donegal nep. That's the
That's the
Tweed. So there's fingering versus sock, same thickness usually, but for something to be good for socks, recommended for socks. You can make socks out of anything. But for it to last longer and all this other good stuff, it's recommended to have a little bit of nylon or something that adds some strength and resiliency to it, so it doesn't wear out as fast. And the Tweed base does not have that. What? Took a breath. I am talking a lot.
Most sock content is fingering weight, but not all fingering weight is sock content.
Think about like a Venn diagram like that. Like all Fair Isle is stranded color work, but not all stranded color work would technically be called Fair Isle by a purist.
Yeah.
So we have 3 different bases. We have one that's got the Tweedy Flex in it. We have one that is your straight up sock content, yay, lovely, called 9 to 5. And we have one that has sparkles.
Called
Dragon base. So different bases, pretty colors, and a variety of them. And then we have one last base that is a DK weight called Wish. And that does have sock content, but it's thicker. DK is double knitting. It's actually the equivalent of 2 fingering weights held together.
Not sock content.
Oh, I was looking at one of the, that's 9 to 5. I saw a label. This is what I saw, a label that was yelling at me, the content in it, but it's a bigger label. I should have known it's not the DK. So the DK one is 100% superwash wool. Why don't we start there?
Okay.
Because that's the last thing I said. So 100% superwash wool.
100% superwash, and I think it's superwash merino.
And not everyone's a fan of superwash, but that's what we have, and it's lovely, and that's what a lot of indie dyers use, and yay.
I think it's superwash merino. So it's...
I'm actually almost positive it's superwash merino.
Yes, it is.
And that is the popular base right now. So that's what she does.
It is 231 yards for 100 grams.
Okay.
Per 100 grams. We are selling it for $29.25 regular price. This colorway is snooze button.
They're all so pretty. Having just taken pictures of these, oh my gosh.
And
snooze button, lovely purples with a little bit of orangey browns in it.
Lots of people are going to go nuts as soon as I hold this up.
And
they
we
already
only
know what
have
it is.
2.
We only have 2.
Well, they don't know what it is because they can't see it.
Oh, they'll know what it is as soon as I hold it up. Free clam bra.
And all of her names have awesome stories behind them that we don't know. We might know, but I'm not going to take the time to tell them.
It's got deep purples, medium purples, teals, some greens, some dark blues.
It's ever popular, and it goes right away. And so if we run out now that she can get base back in to dye on, we'll just have to keep ordering more. So the Quest. I'm going to just be specific because
the Quest. That's true.
Because they might be listed alphabetically, and usually alphabetically means the doesn't take part of it, but I think I did alphabetize it that way because she's very specific with her names. So.
It's blues and reds and teals, and
it's dark and broody and gorgeous, and there's some lighter pops in there.
Yes.
It's just really pretty.
Then we have Forest Deep.
That
neons all the way
greens.
to dark greens.
It's more vibrant than it's showing up on camera. Yeah. If anyone saw the mistletoe and holly we had in the shop, it is very much that without the red.
But it goes down into the deep darks as well. So you get the vivid
almost
pops
black,
and
not
then
white. Yeah.
really dark. So
Cool.
More Than Love.
Again, we will have 2 skeins of each of these while supplies last. More Than Love's got
and brown,
like fuchsia almost pinkies, and a little bit of brown.
It was one of her Valentine's days last year.
You're seeing up closer to the camera, you're seeing a lot of what we're showing you, and she's just piling more.
Piling it up. In Vain, I have struggled.
Oh, that's a fun one because she was trying to dye a yarn for you and messed up.
I asked for thistle colors, and her first that she brought me was In Vain, I Have Struggled, and
everyone loved it so much she kept
making it. And then we got What Makes Vikings Yelp is the
thistle color
yarn, yeah.
Okay.
So In Vain, it's golds and raspberries and purples and
no one can see what you're holding right now because you have such a mountain of yarn in front of you.
Sorry, it looks like a berry bramble. Like
it's like berry pie or something. Yeah. It's really, really pretty. What else we got? We have so much of this.
Just Bite Me.
Awesome. Just Bite Me is again a Transylvania County colorway because Transylvania County bite. Just Bite Me has blues, darks and lights, and grays in it, and it's just wonderful.
It is the prettiest jewel tone blues, and out in the sun,
cannot keep it in stock.
We have I Ask You to Be Mine. It's brights and it almost looks pastel on the screen, but
It's got some more intense parts of it though.
yeah.
It's got it's much pinker than the one we're about to show you. That also has specklies and yellows and blues and other things. The
Sweet Tooth.
But I Ask You to Be Mine has some pinks in it, and
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth only hints, only little
It
splatters.
looks like a jawbreaker.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth is much more like a jawbreaker with the greens and yellows and some purples and specklies, but
Yeah.
you know, it has more of a yellowish feel to it.
Yeah.
So creamy, you know. And that's all of the Wish.
That's
okay.
all the Wish.
So we're gonna shift to the 9 to 5, the workhorse 9 to 5. Get it. It's your nice basic. It's a lot like Wish, but it's thinner, and it has the superwash merino and nylon.
It is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 4-ply fingering weight, and it is 463 yards per 100 grams. So it's a good amount of sock yarn.
It's because most sock yarns only are 430 or so, so you've got a lot of yardage here. That's why I still have enough left for this guy, which is on the 9 to 5 base, to make the little fringy tassels that Joji Locatelli has prescribed for this, which I haven't done yet, but might.
We are selling it for $29.25
Mm-hmm.
regular price.
Okay, and this is an example of how a base might take colors slightly differently. This is Just Bite Me on 9 to 5, and this is Just Bite Me on the Wish. And you can see the difference in thickness. We've talked about this before. And you can see, I'm stuck on the hand sanitizer. You can kind of see how the color takes a little differently. The Wish just takes colors vibrantly, and they're still vibrant on 9 to 5, but it's a different base, so it's going to take the color differently.
We have Mon Cher. It is
Mon Cher's got like
dark purples and reds and creams
and these like orangey reds that
Yeah.
are just, I'm trying to find the right word for it, like a red orange. It's gorgeous. This is a new color to us, but not to be confused with the Just Bite Me. The Just Bite Me has the grays and blues. This has even more intense blues in it. It is called Windswept.
and it has micro speckles.
I was getting there, but that's okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's got like micro speck. Look. It's look at the. I tried to catch this in pictures. We've got like it's kind of fuchsia pinks and yellows, and I'm sure there's other things in there. But see, then there's parts that are just white and wonderful, and oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. And I won't know till I untwist it, which I don't want to do because she does such a good job of twisting up her yarn. But Windswept.
Pocket watch. We have 2 on the 95 base.
This is the pocket watch, but every time she dyes it, it's going to come out different.
Yeah.
So the pocket watch has like navies and orangey golds, and sometimes when they're overlapping, you'll have hints of this really cool green, but it's like a pale green. And sometimes it will come out more green, and sometimes it will come out less green.
Almost like a corroding brass or bronze, or it's that green. It's
But
not
like I said, every time. So like if you see this picture on my morning meditation and you get a skein of yarn and you're like, but it's not the same, or it's got more green or less green, or it's because it's indie dyed.
Yep.
It's uniquely small batch dyed. That's what's going to happen.
in vain. I have struggled. 2 different bases.
Mm-hmm.
Same yarn.
Zombie Nibbles is one of Liz's favorites, but Zombie Nibbles has oranges and that kind of brassy green again, and little fleckies of like orangey reds, and it's so pretty. Zombie Nibbles.
It's almost like
people
brain and nibbles and zombies all mixed together.
If you want to be
It's
grossed
awesome.
out by that, oh well, but it's really cute. It's so
Well,
cute.
if you're gonna do zombies, you kind of have to
Well,
do
yeah.
brains.
I'm trying to keep some of these close that we are going to be seeing them on a different base. So I'm going to put those over here.
More Than Love. I think we had that.
We had that.
right here.
So again, different bases.
2 different bases.
We've got it in fingering weight too. The Quest, which if you can find that, we've got, again, it just will show up differently on the fingering weight. And it's so pretty. So pretty.
I have a avalanche of.
Yeah, I'm going to start putting them over here. How about that? This might be The last one,
Yeah.
bottoms up. This we didn't have this in another base, I don't think, right?
No, we
do
do
on
yeah.
a coming up base.
Yeah.
Bottoms up. So this is like the fuchsia and that red, orange, and purple, but just in different quantities than other skeins that we might have showed you, other colorways. It's gorgeous and vivid and wonderful. If you like jewel tones and pinks, like fuchsia, magenta, pinks, do you have it in your thing?
Yeah.
It's really pretty. So
I want to say it's this one.
that looks like it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Most of these, in some fashion, are probably in there, except for the brand new colors she's come out with. Okay, so moving on to the next base, we have, and that's all the dragon. Okay, we have
Tweed.
The BFL Tweed. Now BFL stands for, yeah, it's her favorite. Blueface Leicester, and that's one of your favorites too. I'm gonna let you talk about that one. And that's a dragon. And this is one of my favorites. So Blueface Leicester is a different variety of sheep from merino, and not everyone knows of it because merino, everyone's talking about merino. It's just as soft. It's awesome. It's overlooked and it's really wonderful. And this is superwash BFL. I did not realize that. I'm learning. But it's 85% superwash BFL and 15% Donegal Nep, which is the Fleckies Tweedy stuff. 438 yards, so it's a more classic fingering weight yardage for 100 grams. And we are selling it for $33.75.
One thing I will say about the BFL Tweed is it does kind of gray out the colors.
That's the base. Like the base can change the color, right?
But I have a sample of the pink underneath. If you'll grab one of the pinks too. Yeah. Because I mean it's a different base, but
so this is an old one that we still have of Just Bite Me on BFL Tweed, and we did not get Just Bite Me on BFL Tweed because we had a bunch when we ordered, and now we have one. But BFL Tweed versus, it's hiding in here. The fingering, regular fingering.
It just
weight.
grays it out a little bit.
It's already gray, but this is grayer.
But like this is the BFL Tweed in the it's Blossom. I think it's the pink. And this is what it looks in DK. I mean, it's brighter.
It's always going to be brighter on the DK.
Yeah.
But with the Tweed base, it grays things down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why there's a color we don't get on, maybe it was a Sun Dragon, which we haven't gotten in a while.
Yeah.
But there's one that I don't get on the BFL because it's going to gray out. And then like Just Bite Me, we don't tend to get on the Dragon base because we've got it in all the other bases.
Well, here, you want to, we'll sneak in some Dragon base at the same time because then we can show off the, all right, never mind.
We're going to come back and show it off. But I want to be consistent and not. We're going to show you the grayness.
We have Blood Moon. It is black and red. It is dark and broody. It is my happy.
It is our happy place. And we got it in the Dragon base too, which we'll show you in a second. And I was like, you want this? No, she doesn't because it's sparkly.
Okay.
So we got Pocket Watch in the BFL Tweed. See those Tweedy flecks? And that I can go back to. We're not going to go forward yet. But here is 9 to 5. Here's the let me slow down my words. Here is the Tweed. It's a little bit grayer. May not show up much on camera, but it is a little bit grayer.
Oops.
Liz has something to clean up later.
Liz always has something to clean up later. I was looking for.
Is it your mountain?
No, it was a basket of pins.
Monshare. We did get Monshare.
In
who remembers? Someone tell us in the comments.
Did we get it in Wish? I think we did. I thought we did.
Yep, right here.
Okay.
That's 9 to 5.
That's 9 to 5. I have a 9 to 5. I thought we got it in Wish.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If someone remembers we got it in Wish, tell us in the comments.
Yeah. BFL Tweed, 9 to 5.
That's what happens
Same
when
yarn.
you build a mountain in front of you and just chuck stuff on it. Find me a snooze button, please. Because this is snooze button. Oh, she just chucked it at me. This is snooze button on Tweed.
Wait, I think we got a snooze button in Wish too.
This is Wish. What you found for me is Wish. This is why we're spending the whole episode just on this. Because see, look, bright, little grayer, and thinner. Okay. I got fingers.
No, she didn't.
Why are you gonna deny it now? That was fantastic. Mountains of yarn hide things. Okay.
They do.
What is that?
Old romance.
Did we get the old romance on anything else? I don't think
Yes.
we did.
Well,
Sparkle.
we
Keep
might
this
have
up
it
in.
in Sparkle.
We'll find out.
It's old romance is just it's pinks and rose and black.
And that like
and the
pale
gray.
rosy but
Yeah.
bright on the gray is wonderful.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I have it in Sparkle at home, but I'm like, ooh, we have it.
Okay. So the last one, that's yours. Even though it's sparkly,
Did
we
we?
gotta get that
We
to you.
did. We did. Okay, never mind.
The last base is called Dragon. And yes, I've already annoyed her because I wouldn't do it the way she wanted to, but I haven't ordered of things, gosh darn it. And Dragon base is it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, soft content, and then 5% Stellina. And most of this is gold, it's gold Stellina. Stellina is sparkly stuff. And sparkly can be silver or gold for most of the bases you can get. And so this will have a gold sparkle to it that may not show up on camera, but is amazing. So it's amazing.
It sparkles.
Liz is like, sparkle. I like the
I
sparkle.
like the tweed.
It's subtle. It's 438 yards, which is just like the tweed, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for 100 grams, and
Mhm.
we're selling it, I think, for about
Yeah.
same price, $33.75 regular price. So like, here's an example. Liz is gonna compare stuff in a second, but this is called Heatwave, and it is reds and orangey reds and almost some like magenta type stuff.
It looks like it's hot
Yes.
or beachy.
I'm thinking of Marilyn Monroe when I see this, and I'm trying to show you the sparkles, and it just isn't showing up. But it sparkles. Take my word for it.
We got the box, and Rebecca pulls out the Blood Moon tweed, and she goes, "Ooh!" And I pulled out the dragon and handed it to her and took the tweed from her.
Yeah.
I was
So
like,
you
"Here."
take the sparkle, I take the tweed.
This is Blood Moon in tweed or in sparkle, and this is the tweed. So-
Mhm. And so you can see that the grayness in the tweed, it's a little grayer, and you can't see it on camera, but it sparkles. Yay! Okay, Old Romance. That was in something else. Find it quick. Go. So here's Old Romance in the tweed, and here it is in the dragon base. Let's see. I ask you to be mine. I think we had that in Wish. So sparkly fingering weight.
Worsted or DK.
We both
Sorry.
need coffee apparently.
Apparently.
But some of the colors will come out brighter or in brighter patches, even on the dragon base.
Mhm.
Sweet Tooth, quick, find it. You're gonna get more fingers. Dragon, sparkly, thin, thicker. DK is essentially like two fingerings held together. I might have been trying to say that before, and I don't know if I succeeded. So
It's
about
why they
twice as
call
thick.
it DK, double knitting.
Double knitting. Yes. Zombie Nibbles. Ooh, I have that. Oh, you did too. So they're both not tweedy, but this one's sparkly and this one's not. It might show up in my pictures, it might not, but take my word for it, it sparkles. Let's see, bottoms up.
We have
Got that.
okay.
Bottoms up in the sparkles and in the not sparkles, both fingering weight. You can hold on. I'll give you some credit here. Forest Deep, that one with the dark and light greens and the intense stuff, and that's the DK. So this one's fingering weight,
And this
and
one's
it's stuck
DK.
on.
It's extra
Purell.
sanitary.
Unicorn is a new one that we only have on fingering like dragon base.
We only have 2 of those. Just FYI.
Oh, and we're out of the other stuff we had that used to be like similar but different. Had some.
It was
We
as
got
you
like,
wish.
yes, it was, because Princess Bride, yay. So unicorn is like creamies and periwinkles and lavenders, and there's a hints of like a yellowy green, like really light, and oh, it's so pretty, so pretty. It reminds me of a Yarn Baby colorway that we had for a little while that we might still have. I can't remember, but this one sparkles. And then
But this one's
sparkles. And then we have Windswept with sparkles. So blues.
I want to say, didn't we have a wish in Windswept?
I don't think, but
No, I don't think we did.
yeah, we've got the Just Bite Me.
Yeah.
But you'll find out because we're putting it all up online. But so this has the dark and the intense blues, and I think the dragon base might have gotten more of these speckles, these speckle colors.
And
but also it could be in both of them. Just we can't see them.
ultimately, nobody will know until you open up the band.
Until you actually work with it. So just buy it and use it. So remember, one skein shawls, little things, scarves that can go around your neck. If we only have one of a color left, buy it anyway, because you can make something out of it. So yeah, I think that's all of it.
I think that's everything.
And I think this is a good time for us to kind of get ready for the day. So I have some more editing to do, but there's a good chance by the time I get this stuff up online, this video up online, I've done so much prep work. I'm trying so hard to get it out for you all. So you can all just feeding frenzy online. Distant Vikings, go for it. You can always come by the shop if you're local and want to see them in person. If you're at all worried about how cold it will be, please make an appointment online to come inside. Otherwise, we will bring yarn out to you. I'm happy to attempt to bring all of this out to you outside. It's part of how we do business now. But no, it's going to take a couple of minutes to organize. So dress appropriately.
And just to dress appropriately, side note, even if it's 60 degrees out, the sun on the patio is gone at 2:00 in the afternoon and the wind starts blowing.
It's a man-made wind tunnel.
So it is always going to feel colder on the patio shopping in the afternoon outside, even on a nice day.
It's still winter, and it will be for a while. So it doesn't matter what the forecast is out. It's like okay, having grown up in New England, they say in the winter, if you're going to go driving in your car, make sure you have like a hat and gloves and an extra layer and thing just in case your car breaks down. Like you need that stuff in your car because you never know. I would say the same thing for a trip to the shop. If you are trying to come to the shop without an appointment, or if you're trying to show up early for your appointment, we really put them every hour for a reason. We can't usually let people in early. There's the odd chance that we have things cleaned up in time, but there's more than likely we're going to make you
more often than not, the earliest you're going to come in for your appointment is about 3 minutes till.
For multiple reasons. It doesn't matter how busy you think we are or how free the schedule looked when you signed up. It really has to do with sanitary reasons and prep reasons for your visit, and so many things that you may not know are going on in the shop.
There's a lot of behind the scenes. So
the shop functions so differently than it did in olden days. It's really kind of crazy. So please take that under advisement. If you make an appointment and traffic is light and you end up in town early, we may not be able to let you in early. So dress appropriately or hang out in your car.
Yesterday,
or visit another shop safely.
Yesterday, one of our appointments showed up at 1:45 and fortunately there was sun to sit out in.
You said have a seat in the sun.
Seat in the sun, and it was going away by the time she came in for her appointment. So,
and we weren't trying to be mean. We really weren't ready to let her in. So yeah, for their safety, for your safety as well as for ours, we usually can't let you in early. So, but if you want to just look at them out in the sun or not sun, depending on time of day, and see what we have left, we are happy to show you what we have left so that you can peruse and buy. Since there's so few of each color, if all of you come, not at once, but on the same day, like today, we might be pulling things out of quarantine to show you, but we'll let you know that if that's the case. So you can be careful about what you touch. So
as a personal
take
note,
on your own risk with that.
I will wait until Friday at close of business, which is about 4:45 for me now. 4:45 Eastern time before I buy what I want. Nobody knows what I want. Don't worry about it. If it goes to a good home,
just leave her all the sparkles.
I won't buy the sparkles.
So
but
if you want
it goes
sparkles,
to a good home,
get
them, take them, whatever. Just know I have my eye on several. And if they're still here Friday afternoon,
you have like 2.5 days, people.
Yeah.
So I hope you're making a list. So if it does,
I already know what I want.
Okay, because if it does get bought, then we can request that on the next.
I'll probably just wait until it shows up or whatever. So I'm not.
We can make some requests next time.
Not stressed.
All right. So we said we had to go like 5 minutes ago. Tomorrow is Dear Becky and Lizzie edition. If you have advice column type questions relating to knitting and crocheting, please at this point send them to liz@sundragonartandfiber.com over email.
Yep.
If you don't mind waiting until a later week, you can always write us a lovely note. We do love getting letters and cards from you. You will be writing Dear Becky and Lizzie, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712. And I thought someone had written us, but we haven't received it yet. So we'll just see what we get by tomorrow. If we don't get anything by tomorrow, I have thoughts.
We always have thoughts.
Yeah, but
we might have started new projects last night too. Mine doesn't count.
I finished one. Of course, I'm going to start another one. Come on.
This doesn't count. It's crochet.
Yeah. So wait, did you start? You didn't start another one.
I started another one, but it doesn't count.
But it doesn't count.
Crochet.
So. Okay. There's yarn where the finger stations would be. So. And then we have Knit Night on Friday. If you want to join us, it's on Zoom and you use the shop phone number 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the shop phone number is what?
828-877-3550.
Hey, I put her on the spot.
I have a business card at home tacked to my sewing room desk that has our shop phone number because I don't know what it is. Like, I know what our address is because I used to fill out the labels for the mailing, and even then I had to look at the receipt more often.
I just changed it up because. Oh man. Okay. So, and we're gonna have a Saturday. It's not until the 20th. We'll talk about that another time. We'll have an afternoon sit and stitch on both Facebook and Zoom, but it's on the 20th. Details as that gets closer because that's still over a week and a half away. We love you all and we miss you. And we're up to 460 subscribers. So keep that going.
Subscribe
and
ring the bell, all that fun
all
stuff.
the things that let us know that you appreciate us and just help us out. And tell your friends and neighbors who you think might get a kick out of watching us be ridiculous and talk about yarn.
Do a sale at 500.
It's gonna happen. And maybe it'll be bigger than usual. But it'll only be mentioned here. And only when we hit 500 subscribers. So, help that happen. Anyway, okay. Y'all have a good day and join us tomorrow because we'll be on again tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's it, right? Yeah. I just want to hug all of this, but COVID. So
it's also pretty.
I want it all to find a home so we can have her dye us new lovelies, but she's not going to dye us new lovelies until we get as ridiculously low as we were before she came on Friday. So help that happen. All right.
Our peeps always help that happen.
Oh yes, they do. So if you want to get into this before some of our regulars, become a regular, buy some of this stuff. Bye.